هاي ألفيز، لاباس عليكم؟ كي دايرين؟ اش كتعاودوا؟ سيء.
لاباس عليكم؟ كي دايرين؟ اش كتعاود؟
So, this is my second interview video and I'm so excited! So excited. Today here with me is Rokia. She's my bestie here. زوينة ظريفة ما شاء الله.
And Elfie. Don't forget that part.
I know!
Don't
خليتها
forget.
on purpose. So, ready?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's go. First question is, how old are you and where are you from?
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this
Whatever this is.
space, safe space. I am 20. That's a hard question. That's a very difficult question. How dare you?
I don't know.
I'm 27 years old.
Really?
Yes.
I thought you're like way younger than me.
Oh, thank you.
It's the vibe, it's the energy.
Thank you. 27, we're almost 30. I'm Algerian, متزاير, specifically from Mdia, for the Algerians who are watching.
Yeah.
شجعوها, subscribe, like, comment, share, only good vibes.
Aww.
Good, positive comments, because
Yes.
we love her.
And I have a lot of Algerian Elfies. A lot.
Yes.
A lot. And they're the cutest. فحال هادي. Same as her. Alhamdulillah. And ما شاء الله علينا. Okay, let's go. What's your zodiac sign?
I am a Virgo.
Oh.
And I hope that I'm not disappointing you. And a lot of people.
I'm not good with zodiac signs.
Exactly.
So maybe
I'm
Selma
not,
and
I'm
Toons.
not good with zodiac signs too. But I think they make sense sometimes.
To be honest, like I only have 2 Virgo friends that I know they're Virgo. They're the sweetest. And so are you. So how did we meet? This is interesting.
Yeah. I think this question is connected to like some parts of my story here in Vietnam. I remember, I'll talk about how I ended up in Vietnam and all of that. But when I told one of my best friends in Algeria, I was like, hey, I want to tell you something. And she was like, yeah, what? I was like, I think I'm going to Vietnam. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you. And for some reason, I did not really expect her reaction because I was a little bit...
You're like, how are you happy? Do you know something about Vietnam?
Like, exactly. I was a little bit afraid of
and she
just
was excited.
telling people the destination because بعيدة بزاف.
And also, people have the wrong idea about it.
And I was one of them. You wouldn't hear often people telling you, hey, راني طالع Vietnam.
I know.
You know, it's
I know,
usually
that's very rare.
France, Europe, the US, Canada, but that's very far and very rare. So she was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then she was like, I know this girl who vlogs and who lives in Vietnam with her friends. And I'm going to send you her channel. And just, she ended up sending me, and like, I ended up watching every single thing about in her video and about her videos. And you were actually the introduction that I needed in Vietnam because
and also like the little push.
Exactly, like the little push. Like there's this girl who is from Morocco, who speaks, you know, my language, who has like some shared cultural, I don't know, experiences, and she's there. And I went to the very, 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 very first video. And
my first day.
I watched it 3 times. I remember watching it once alone, and then I showed it to my sister. And then my mom was very worried. So I remember, I don't know when, but I remember it was night. قعدت هكذا. My mom was asleep. She was about to go to bed, and she was just telling me about how worried she is and all of that. وأنا هكذا كنت قاعدة هكذا أحداها لتحت, and then I pulled off your channel, and then I was like, let's watch this girl. She's there. Look at her.
Fine.
She's fine. Yeah.
Don't worry.
So that's how I ended up.
And I guess
meeting
like
you.
surprisingly, we work for the same company. Surprisingly.
That was also another revelation because I did not know that. But then she talked about her experience as a teacher in Vietnam, and she was wearing كانت لابسة
the uniform. I
uniform.
guess.
And then like الفيديو كان مقلوب, like, so I couldn't really read the بصح على بالي باللي اللوجو تاع الكومباني اللي that I applied to is green.
So
I was like,
Slytherin.
wait.
Harry Potter.
Wait. I went to like, I screenshotted that, flipped the picture, and then I saw the company, and I was like, we're gonna work together, which means I'm gonna meet her.
And then I guess you sent me a
Yes,
message.
that's when I texted
She
you,
was
'cause-
worried
Yeah.
about the job, and she was like, "How is
Yeah.
it? How is the job there?" And then this is what they told me. What do you think? Is that okay and stuff? And that's
Yeah.
how we started talking. And
Yeah.
each time she talked to me, like she didn't bug me or something. She talked to me like really few times, and each time she was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry." And when she arrived here, we'll tell you the rest of the story. But when she arrived, she was the sweetest. She kept asking me to go for coffee. And then she was like, "I have some things for you. I have some sweets, some Algerian sweets for you." And then we were supposed to meet for coffee. But then I canceled because I had something. And then you had evening classes
Yes.
too. And she ended up bringing me the sweets to work.
Yes.
She was like, "ما بغيتيش نتلاقاو غنجيبهم لك to work." And the sweets were so good.
There's a story to the sweets because I know that the theme of your channel is the elephant, and my sister is like a really good sweet like maker, and قلت لها لازمك تشوفي كيفاش ديري لي التصويره تاع الاليفنت
Really?
She was like, elephant. قلت لك عارفه كيفاش يلحق لي الفيتنامي قلت لك elephant والله لك راح يلحق without it. Come on, like
I know. But
so.
it was my first time trying like Algerian sweets, and they were so good. Also, I forgot to show you what she brought us today. Chocolate. ما جاتش بيدها خاوية.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
She just came back from Malaysia because we're on vacation, almost done. جابت لي من ماليزيا chocolate. شوفوا شحال زوينة وكوتي.
Thank you.
How old were you when you left Algeria?
Oh wow. I was 23.
My age.
Almost.
When I left.
Yeah, almost 24, 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where did you go?
A little bit of a background story. I've always wanted to leave Algeria.
Something we have in common.
There was something there that was too small for me, and I think it's not just about me. I just believe that people, if they can, should move from one place to another. I think that's something that we really should do.
It doesn't have to be permanent.
Exactly.
It can be temporary and come back if you want to come back. You don't have to leave forever, but it will change your life.
And usually it's about resources. And I come from we're not rich. We're not anywhere near that. And there was no way I could have afforded traveling or studying abroad. But during my university college, I did a 5-year bachelor's degree in teaching English to speakers.
Bachelor is 5 years?
Yeah, it was 5 years because it was École Normale Supérieure, and it's
Like a
supposed to
program.
prepare teachers, and we just graduate with contracts fixed for like 20 years as
Radula.
secondary school teachers. Exactly. So my future was pre-planned, and I did not need to worry about jobs or any of that. But again, I just felt misplaced, and it did not make sense to me. And also as a woman, I needed more space. I needed more freedom to breathe, which there's nothing wrong about that. And I was pretty active during my university years. That's how I ended up changing my belief systems, and a lot of I started reading more. I had like great friends that I learned a lot from, and I was active at clubs, and I did debates, and I ended up winning a national debate competition, which I believe has opened a lot of doors to me till today, and I'll probably go back to this point again later. And some of like we all had that like spirit towards applying to scholarships. Even though I was not the best at my studies, actually I did not do good because I was hit with a really bad depression during my university years. But then I found a scholarship, a British scholarship, the Ching scholarship, which grants you a fully funded scholarship to study your master's in the UK in any university that you choose.
Oh, nice.
And I applied for that and got it.
Period. Slay. Wow.
It had a lot of stages, and I dedicated a lot of time. I was working as a teacher. I graduated by then, and I was working in a very small village, and I absolutely loved that experience there. So I was like, yeah, maybe I want to still teach. I want to learn more about teaching, but maybe not here, maybe somewhere else. So I ended up getting it. I traveled to, I chose 3 universities. 2 of them were in England, 1 in Scotland. The 2 in England ended up refusing me because I applied too late. And the 1 in Scotland accepted me. And it was in this green castle town.
I know.
In Scotland. And yeah,
I would have lived there forever. I would have stayed there and lived my fairy tale.
And then I ended up traveling there. And
and how did you find the scholarship? Like, was it recommended by someone, or was it just your own research, or?
Exactly, because we were a group of friends who would just share all of these stuff, and I know that person who went to this scholarship and this and that. I had a friend, a really close friend, which we ended up breaking up, but
those things happen.
She had applied 1 year before me, and I was there when she was applying, and we did the mock interview. We helped, like I helped her do the mock interview, and I ended up seeing her essays and like the so we were very close. So this girl, I knew everything that was going on in her life, and she ended up getting it 1 year before me, but she did not. She ended up going to somewhere else. So I think that process of helping someone and just being there with them prepared me to get to ace my own
journey.
Yeah, journey. Exactly. Yeah.
She's so interesting. She's so interesting.
Thank you. Thanks.
Now you learned that as a North African, it is possible for you to apply wherever. Because, for example, when she told us that she studied in the UK and Scotland, we were like, oh. And then my brain was like, is that possible for us? Is that like doable? Because each time we think about, because I know that studies in the UK and living in the UK is very expensive, but there are scholarships. You just have to
exactly
keep fighting.
Exactly.
So after Scotland, you came straight here?
No. No. No.
Okay.
I did not come straight to Vietnam. I actually, in Scotland, I ended up living with and studying with a Vietnamese girl. We were just always at each other's faces. She lived literally just in front of my room, the same house, and we ended up studying together. And I think the moment she walked in the kitchen, because we were the first to arrive, I think that moment when she walked to the kitchen and introduced herself, I think that was one life-changing moment. And you just like, I don't know, that
the
stands
butterfly effect.
exactly, that stands out as like a moment that changed. My meeting that girl did change my life. And look, like I'm in Vietnam, I'm here talking to you, and we became pretty close, and she told me a lot about her country, but not in a like nationalistic way. She's also just like me. We don't like to brag about things that we did not choose. But I got to learn that in her country, English is very highly demanded, and in expats and English teachers, and she would always tell me, come to Vietnam. If you didn't find any opportunities out there, just come to Vietnam. And we were planning on staying together in Scotland, but then the realization that all of the teachers who were born in Scotland and are, Scottish or English, they would not stay in the UK because they don't pay well, and it's very expensive, and you will just end up living paycheck to paycheck.
Pay the bills and that's it.
That's one thing. And because of some limitations from my scholarship, I had to go back to my country for 2 years. We need to go back, serve the country for 2 years.
Really?
Yes. Yes, it's like a precondition before we sign the scholarship thingy.
Is it a condition from your country?
Yes, باسكو لاحظوا راح نهضرها بالعربية.
لازم كتمشي وما كترجعوش.
باسكو لاحظوا بلي يا اللي يروح ما يعاودش يولي، اللي يروح ما يسوي. They were like, wait a minute, راكم تدوهم تقروهم and all of that، بصح رجعوهم لنا please.
I didn't know that. This is like new, completely information.
So that was really, and when I was just studying and life was good, but then when that started to hit, the fact that I might not be able to stay there, that was really kind of difficult for me because I needed to settle down, and I just needed just a settled life. I did not want to start from sub-zero. باسكو كي رحت متزاير كان يحسب لي باللي مانيش راح نعاود نرجع لنقطة الصفر.
وي
صح، عاودت رجعت لناقص نقطة الصفر.
هذه أنا منين رجعت من تشاينا ناقص
not even what I had.
Imagine with your master degree you go like below zero.
Yes, that was
I know.
Not amazing days. So, but I think when you are down, that's when you learn the most. And I really am grateful for Hedical period. I'm grateful for the fact that I couldn't, for whatever reason, stay in Scotland. Because now I got to experience different countries, different cultures. I learned, life is larger than just staying in one place. So just move. It's okay. Move. Be flexible. I went back home. I got really depressed and it was really hard. But then somehow I just decided to pick myself up.
When you hit rock bottom, you're like,
what's worse?
Yeah, what can be
worse than this?
Rejection from like jobs, that's okay. Anything else but this.
Exactly.
So you just have to keep fighting.
Exactly.
Just keep pushing and pushing. If this doesn't work, that will work. And if that doesn't work, another one will
work. We have the tools, the psychological tools to pick ourselves up. No matter where you find yourself, you will have those tools. Just believe in them.
Especially if you do not have the choice.
Exactly.
If your family is not comfortable financially, you do not have the choice of giving up.
Exactly.
You have to keep pushing.
Exactly.
Or all of you are gonna drown. كلكم. So, how long have you been here in Vietnam and how do you find it?
Ooh. I moved here in August, so that it's been 6 months. 6 months. I will never forget the first day. I was walking in Old Quarter and I had goosebumps. That's something I didn't feel. I didn't even feel this in London or in like, somewhere that I always
the castles.
No, even the castles did not make me feel this. I loved it. Like I was like, oh my God, this place is so cool.
It's crazy cool.
Crazy cool.
Yeah,
and
crazy goes with cool.
it's not a normal city.
Yeah.
Hanoi is not normal.
It has no norms.
No.
No.
Nothing is normal here. The moment you step outside, you can just see that nothing is normal here. In a good way.
Yeah.
And that's what I needed. That's what my soul needed. And then as a feminist.
Period.
As a feminist, the fact that women were driving their bikes with their hair so badass. And I was like, and I come from a place and we love our countries and there's a lot of culture and there's like a lot of love and all of that, but you would never see a woman even cycling where I come from, like even on a motorcycle.
Okay, so motorcycles for women are not common in your country.
Are not common in my country, and it's a men territory. It's
أجي عندنا لمراكش في المغرب.
Okay.
The main transportation هو motorcycles
really?
for women, for men, for everyone.
I did not know that.
Same.
I did not know
You will
that.
love it. Ajay, next summer, let's all go together.
Let's go. Then my family would be like,
let's blacklist safe. Zaire. No, but I guess you guys are allowed to visit.
No, we are. It's just that they would see me in Morocco and not in Algeria. مش كنتي تقولي غالي
كلهم يجيو تا هما. I guess it was expensive.
My family visited Morocco before, but I was not born, so I missed that.
Now it's your turn.
Exactly.
It's fair.
Exactly. ويلي.
ويلي. شو كتقولوا نتوما؟
يا ويلي.
يا ويلي. ويلي.
Yeah, so the I think that like kind of shocked me, and I just loved the vibe during my first days, and then work happened, and it's ups and downs, and then I started learning to drive, and then I have a small scooter that I drive around all the time. And I met amazing people that I hang out with, that feel like home. And yeah, I think I'm loving it so far, to answer your question.
You need to know that we do not hang out a lot, but we love each other.
See,
we do not hang out a lot.
We don't.
Because we work a lot. And then in our free time, we're doing the laundry, we're buying groceries, we're fighting our way through the traffic.
Yeah.
And you used to live in pretty far. Now she came closer, and this month we met twice, which is good.
We did, and we, although we work with the same company, we work in different locations. So I never bump into her or dunes ever. So, yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay.
We're gonna hang out more.
Yes. What do you do here? She's not, I'm asking this question. Most of you know that she's a teacher, but she's not just my kind of teacher. And I want you guys to know.
Like my other job.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second. I am a teacher. All right. So I think when I started working with the company, I started working as a primary and secondary school teacher, which was not really the goal. I don't think teaching young learners is my thing. And because I have been doing that for a while, I felt that, all right, I did change countries and I moved to a different place, but I'm still kind of doing the same thing. So I didn't feel that there was any career advancement, in my life. And because I am a person who cares about what I'm doing. I feel that I derive some meaning from my job, so it needs to make sense to me. And that kind of didn't make sense to me at the very beginning. And so back to my Vietnamese friend who lives in Ho Chi Minh City. That's one of the biggest city. Is it the biggest city here in Vietnam? And she works for a university. So she recommended me to her university. They have 2 branches in Saigon and here in Hanoi, and they happen to have a vacancy here. And I was interviewed. I did a mock lesson and all of that. And I ended up getting the job. So now I'm a university lecturer, which was something that I wanted for a while.
That's so cool because I could never. I cannot teach adults.
Oof.
Ooh, you said that teaching infants and children is not for you, because that's for me. Because that's for me. Yeah.
All right.
I cannot teach adults, none. Even high schoolers and secondary, they stress me with their judgy eyes and all.
They do judge.
Yeah, imagine
they
adults.
do judge, but judge them harder.
I can't. I'm too nice.
She is.
Yeah, you know, when
nice.
you're teaching secondary and high school and maybe older, you have to be a bit of a bully. I can barely bully the younger ones, let alone the older ones. What's the biggest culture shock that you've experienced here, if there was one?
The motorbikes.
The motorbikes.
Because how many motorbikes are there? And also, in a good way, how collective and vibrant the city is. And I contrast it to like my experiences in other bigger cities before. I would be walking outside and just left for my ideas, and the it's too quiet for me, so I'm trapped in my head. I'm walking or I'm listening to my music.
Here you can
There's
barely
nothing to
think.
Here they don't give you that. They entertain you outside. You can see
I
all
know.
sorts of things.
I know.
So you're not left for your ideas here. I loved that. I love walking outside, even though it
can be challenging with the bikes everywhere and all.
It is.
Like someone once told me when I just arrived, I was complaining about the traffic and how are you guys able to drive and all. They were like, you know, Sophia, the traffic here is an organized chaos.
Exactly.
Imagine an organized chaos.
Chaos.
Everyone
Exactly.
is going with everyone and they know where to go. Even if it's chaotic, it's very organized.
It is.
I know it's very like...
No, it
but
is.
It makes sense for us.
It makes a lot of sense. It just feels like some sort of symphony moving around the city at every single time of the day.
And you just have to go with them.
Go with the
Don't
flow.
go by yourself
No.
or follow what they're doing and you'll be fine.
Exactly.
What's the country that's affected your life the most? If it can be Algeria. So Algeria, Scotland, and here. It can be Vietnam, even though you've been here for like...
I think it is Vietnam.
It's Vietnam.
I think it is Vietnam. I think Vietnam opened me up to a lot of new horizons, not just necessarily my career, but my life. I can feel that my life did change. I did not feel that before, even though I changed countries before, but my thinking remained static. I wasn't gaining a lot of new insights about myself. So I'm here. Vietnam is allowing me to learn about myself, and just ask questions and just challenge myself.
Yeah.
And I'm an anxious, like I am an anxious person, and I've never been able to drive a car even before. So the fact that being here pushed me to drive out there in that, like, in that that kind of like self like fulfilling. So I think it is Vietnam so far. Yeah.
For me, like when I was in Morocco, it was a big no for me to just get on a bike, let alone drive a bike. It was a huge no for me. I hated bikes. But then when you get here, you guys need to know that it's not an option to say no. It's not an option to say, oh, I will choose another type of transportation. There isn't. If you take a taxi, it will cost you a lot. Plus, you will get there late because of traffic. If you take the bus, same. You'll start work at 8, you will have to leave at 5:30 just to get to work because of traffic again. So bikes are the only mean of transportation that can go like and get you to work. So you just have to like suck it up and be like, I can do it. That's what you said. Like it challenges you a lot. Because for me, I was like, never. And then when I came here, I learned something about me. Never say never.
Yes.
Never.
Exactly.
Talking about careers, education, and all, what could you advise people who are really worried and scared for their future?
I would say, don't, as cliche as this might sound, even if you think you are at your lowest and there is no other way, you need to have hope first, and you need to be flexible. There are some people out there who think either that career, that job, or nothing. I could have done that. I could have been like teaching primary in a different country. I'm not gonna do that. That's not what I want, you know? But no, I was flexible, and I think I even ended up enjoying some parts of it. So be flexible and move. Don't just, like
Get comfortable.
Move. Try to challenge yourself. It's really hard, but try. Do not settle. Do not settle. And the more you experience and the more you step forward, probably the clearer the vision will be for you. And again, as I said before, we all have the psychological tools to adapt, to survive, and to thrive.
Yes.
So look for those.
Just have to find them.
Yeah.
I shared a story where I asked them to ask me a question, and there was like an Algerian girl. She was like, I'm from Algeria. How can I move to Vietnam? And I don't know how it works for you guys. Like for Moroccans, I tell them like you have to go to the ministry, you have to go to here. I don't know how it works.
Okay.
Like, can you share with them like if you have insights?
Yes, I would share. It's just that I did not have to deal with the Algerian ministry. I just needed to send all of my papers to the UK and back. So I did not go there. But I know I do have Algerian friends who made it here. The first step is you need to find a job from Algeria, and that's possible. If you have experience, if you have a good CV, work on your CV, work on your LinkedIn.
Also, first and most is a bachelor.
A bachelor, yes.
A minimum of a bachelor, and it doesn't have to necessarily be in teaching or English studies. Like my bachelor is in business. My master is in business too. and I'm still able to teach here. So it's same for you guys, like the Algerian community, a bachelor and a TEFL or TESOL. So this is like the minimum before we start talking about job offers.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. And I skipped. That's the most part, the most important part. Please don't go look for jobs if you don't know. And yeah, so after work on your CV, work on your LinkedIn and start applying for jobs if you happen to have that. And after that, you're going to be sent an offer. If you succeed, you will go through an interview and then an offer. And then I just managed to make it to Vietnam with an invitation letter. So it wasn't even, the company would make a business visa for you.
A 3 month visa for you to come here.
Exactly. But I only left the country with a paper with an invitation letter.
Now that's how it works.
Exactly.
Like for me, when I came with a visa, not an invitation. Like they sent me the invitation, I had to take it to the embassy, to the Vietnamese embassy, for them to stamp a visa on my passport to be able to leave. But now it's different, because this was like 3 years ago. Now it's different. You can leave your country with just a paper. It's an invitation. So you show it at the airport, and then you're allowed to leave. You get the visa when you get here. Also, talking about bachelor, TEFL,
CELTA.
criminal record and all, where do you legalize it in your country?
Good question.
Do you know?
I do. I do.
Because even with your documents, even with your bachelor, TEFL, or whatever teaching certificate you have to legalize them before you apply to jobs. Because that's the first question they're going to ask you. Are your documents ready?
Legalized, yes. So you will need to legalize your bachelor's degree, you will need to legalize your TEFL and your criminal record. I legalized my criminal record at the Council of Justice in my city, in my ولاية.
شنو هي بالعربية؟ Council of Justice. شنو كتسميوه في الجزائر؟ I'm sure ما سميتوش Council of Justice.
تسألين الأسئلة الصعبة دي. اصبري دقيقة. It's in French بصح oh my god.
First of all, when you get your criminal record, you get it in French or Arabic. You have to translate it to English. Everything that is not English, even your degree, if your bachelor or master is in French or Arabic, you have to translate it to English. Then you take both documents, the original one, and the copy and the translation, all together for legalization.
In the Council of Justice. Sorry, it has a name, but I forgot it.
So only there, and that's it?
There, and then you're going to go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Same.
وزارة الخارجية.
Same.
Yay! وزارة الخارجية. And then you're gonna legalize everything after translating that in English. It was a little bit of a complicated process, and I needed to go to like back and forth, and there was an order, a list, like you need to go this and then there and then this and then there. So it's a little bit blurry.
You need to know that as soon as you find the first step, مثلا the first step is the Council of Justice, right?
Yes.
You can ask them. You can tell them that I'm applying for another country. Where should I take this document next? Because there are a lot of steps, and maybe you might confuse step 3 with step 2. They will tell you where to go next. If it's from that to the wilaya or from that to the ministry, they will guide you. So don't worry, just ask.
Exactly. Yeah. And there are some resources out there, especially in Facebook groups and like Zalo and stuff. So do your research and ask people who made it. Like.
Of course, I'm going to leave her Instagram here, and you can contact her if you're from Algeria and you have questions. You can contact me too, but I'm not going to know how to answer. You can ask me about other things, but she might be able to help you.
I might, yeah.
Or not. Or she might confuse you. Who knows?
Exactly.
So, we arrived to the end of our talk. Do you have anything to add?
I'm glad that we're doing this, and comment, like,
attention,
subscribe.
Period. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thanks
I'm
for
really
inviting
happy.
me.
I'm really happy and excited to post this video because you're a very interesting person. People will learn a lot from your experience. That's why I invited you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Sophie, too much like emotions. So, Elfies, we hope you've enjoyed today's talk. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And share. What's my outro? What's that?